Hey everyone, welcome to Sound Test. Today we're going to do a video on the latest Sonic news. We're going to be talking about Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Origins, and we're going to have a little bit of discussion based on new information that we know about these upcoming titles. This is Bryan here. I'm joined by Max.
Don't mind me eating. I haven't eaten anything all day, so I'm going throughout the stream.
He's enjoying him some good old high quality Taco Bell.
My guests are gonna be feeling this tomorrow morning.
And DeYante.
Huh?
Yep, on par for your introductions.
I'm here physically.
So, just trying to make sure everything is.
That's a lot of tabs.
I know. We got a lot to talk about.
I'm here.
So, we're going to start off with Sonic Origins. So, Sonic Origins is the collection coming up with Sonic 1, 2, and 3, and Knuckles and CD all together one nice little package. So
About time.
already
That's what I'm saying.
Already there's some controversy due to so it's the elephant in the room has been Sonic 3's music rights, because it's been long known that Michael Jackson and his team has had involvement with Sonic 3's music, and Sega's been very, very hush hush leading up into Sonic Origins. It comes out next week on the 26th of June. And they've been very hush hush on, about the Sonic 3 aspects specifically of Sonic Origins. And this news broke earlier where Sonic 3 and Knuckles won't have its original soundtrack in Sonic Origins. And,
Damn.
Jun Tsunoe is working hard to adapt the original music. So let me just read a little bit of this article from Video Games Chronicle. Speaking during an official Sonic live stream, Sonic social media manager KD, I'm not even going to try.
ABC.
KDC noted that the game won't have the exact soundtrack featured in the 1994 release. I know one question we've all kind of seen over and over is, what is the situation on the music in Sonic 3 and Knuckles? Which is interesting because Sega has never talked about this.
They don't it's like they're afraid to say something about it because if they do, they feel like fans are going to be like, "What? Huh? What?"
But if them doing a reboot like this, they have to address the elephant because it's quite a big elephant.
And like the problem is like it's something weird legally that we don't know what's going on. But basically, like every time Sega has re-released Sonic 3 and Knuckles, it was in its original form. So like you can. I think they delisted it off of Steam, but you could have bought Sonic 3 and Knuckles just on Steam like regular. But it wasn't enhanced or anything. It was just like the ROM dump. And when they had that DS collection, again, it was just the straight ROMs.
Because I definitely have mine. It's not in here now, but I have that DS collection.
Right.
It's
just the game. But like they re-release Sonic 1, 2, and CD all the time with enhancements and all that stuff. But they've never done that with Sonic 3. And it's because of the, music.
The legal issue, yeah.
And so, while unfortunately we can't use all the original sound from the Sega Genesis version of the game, Jun Tsunoe has been working really hard to adapt the original music that was composed in 1993 for Sonic Origins. So
I find that to be a big problem.
Yeah.
It's just so long way everybody else does.
So to make a long story short, in 1997, when they did the PC port, they replaced some of the music, more specifically Ice Cap Zone, Launch Base Zone, and Carnival Night Zone. And Knuckles theme as well, and I think it's like the mid boss or the Act 1 boss theme music. And these were all the tracks that were done by Michael Jackson and his team. So all those synths, they had to be replaced. And in the PC version, they were replaced. And they were rough.
What?
And of course, I don't like them at all. But what I was saying when we were discussing earlier the other day is that they fit in a particular niche because they have the same characteristic sound of the multiplayer stages.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way that I could justify them being the way they are, because either the multiplayer stages and those other songs had to been made at the same time before Michael Jackson was even involved.
Yeah, so
or
Michael Jackson's involvement was like really late in development.
Okay. Which makes it make sense, because I mean, even though it does have those characteristic sounds, any Sonic fan that knows the original tracks and then hears those ones is gonna be like, nah, this, because that was my first reaction when I heard it. I was like, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah.
Like, it's very polarizing. Like, imagine hearing Beethoven's Fifth originally, and then, like, you hear, like, an old manuscript of his final revisions of the piece that came, like, 2 months after he actually got it published, and instead of going da 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 da, it goes da e
Yuck.
Ugly.
Like, imagine that.
It just doesn't feel. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't feel right.
It's not the same at all. So that was a very polarizing thing to hear. Launch Base Zone, the way it was, versus the Launch Base Zone from the original version versus the actual release version that everybody got with Michael Jackson's tracks in it.
So, ironically, this video got released like literally a few days ago.
Oh, snap.
This wasn't like, ironically, this came out right when everybody was talking about the musical concerns about Sonic 3. So this is Brad Buxer. And he was on Michael Jackson's like sound engineering team. And basically he was doing the brunt of the work related to the actual audio for Sonic 3. And I just want to play a little bit of his clip.
Under my arm, a cassette player. I've been doing all the Sega Sonic the Hedgehog cues. Because the way Michael works is he'll tell Sega he'll do it, and then he says, Brad, you do it, right? So I think we did one cue together with Michael, one. And the rest I had to do it myself. So I had the cassette thing I had 41 cues done, and I said, I'm sure you want to hear this Sonic the Hedgehog. He said, no, just play something. And I started playing. I played the verse for Stranger in Moscow, and then I came up with the chorus on the spot, and he loved it. He fell in love with it. And so in an hour and a half, Stranger in Moscow was written. He had nothing in mind for that.
So
I want to hear something. I want to hear you play something. Play something real quick.
So that's kind of wild because, again, this is the first time he's ever referenced it. Sega's first time they're ever referencing it. So they're referencing it separately, but nobody's saying the truth.
And no one's confirming what really happened, except him.
So he's basically saying that Michael Jackson had very little involvement, but Michael Jackson's team was doing most of the work for it. Mm-hmm. And so what people have been hypothesizing is that basically what happens is that because it's a team of people that were never credited, because his name is not in the credits. Michael Jackson or Brad Buxer's team, him or his team is not credited at all. So
I wonder why.
Did it get paid?
Well, okay. So
I would hope so.
The long and short of it was that people believe what happened was that at the time when Michael Jackson was going through that whole case regarding Neverland, they think that Sega said, not a good look for us to be featuring his music and credit him. So we're going to still use the music. We're just not going to credit Michael Jackson.
We're just not going to credit him.
Because as I said, this Sonic 3 came out in like February of 94. And Michael Jackson's music and Brad Buxer's music is probably like composed like in November, December of that year. So it was like very close to the actual release date. So
That'd be a pretty scummy move on Sega, honestly. That's pretty scummy.
It's scummy, but at the same time, it's business. And,
That's right.
to protect your own ass, you have to basically get rid of, anything that is not conducive of the business. And that absolutely was not when that case
Not at all.
reared its
Right.
ugly head.
so yeah, so they're essentially going to be using the what we call prototype tracks. So look, I think Ice Cap is okay.
It's that part. It's that part.
Now it sounds like the multiplayer tracks.
It does.
And one thing I do like about this track is how it has a little bit of a delay or like a differ from like
the little echo.
it's like a wave. It's like wavy.
Mhm.
It's not the Genesis twang. It's something else.
Yeah.
But it makes it feel like you're on an ice level. I get what
Yeah.
Max, you may need to reset your camera.
Hold on. I usually just do this and it fixes itself.
Oh,
There you
well,
go.
look at that.
Okay.
And so look, and this is the interesting part. November 3rd, 1993. That's because the Sonic 3 prototype was leaked, and it was from that build of November 1993. So that just shows you how like close to launch this junk was. So apparently Jin Senoue is going back and taking these prototype tracks and readapting them or finishing them essentially for this release.
Now,
I still keep. Go ahead.
No, I was
I was
wondering if he's gonna.
Damn it.
Max, please go.
Go. God damn it.
I'm just wondering if June is gonna change stuff, like cut and paste, and just keep it moving.
I would assume that he's going to change some elements because
I hope.
if I'm not mistaken, Sonic 3 was June's first like soundtrack.
Me personally, it's too it contrasts too much with the original track. Like I'm thinking of like the start of the track when you see Sonic the snowboarding down the mountain. You hear the dun 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 dun. It's like that shit matches. It's cool. I'm like when I first played it as a kid, I was like, damn, this is cool as hell. I'm trying to picture him going down, and I hear da 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 da.
But like it sounds
I'm
like
like it doesn't.
but it sounds like wintry.
It does, but it's too happy. I have that original sound too ingrained in my ear.
And y'all heard the original track, right? The Hard Times track, right?
Yeah, I have, because you showed it to me before.
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
Okay, so essentially, Ice Cap Zone was the actual song called "Hard Times" by the Jetsons, and the Jetsons was Brad Buxner's group, and this was an unreleased track. And because it was an unreleased track, he just said, "Well, I'm just gonna take this song and adapt it for Sonic 3 because nobody's heard
he made easy work."
But this got leaked like years ago.
Oh yes, I have heard this.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard this.
An extremely rare unreleased track.
It's literally just Ice Cap Zone.
Same key, same chord progression,
same rhythm,
everything.
Even that little part, that all that's ripped.
It's the exact same song.
Right.
But now we gotta get some pain in.
Do we have to?
I know you hate this.
Oh my god, this one's
for those of you who are watching. Like, Lawrence Bay Zone is like one of my favorite tracks, or one of my favorite stages in the entire game. Like, Like throughout all of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Launch Blade Zone is my favorite track.
I'm
And this
having a
shit
brain
ain't it.
fart. I'm having a brain fart. I'm forgetting what the
original sound like. Just pull up real quick.
Surprisingly, it's not up there.
Yeah, it's very Sonic. Well, very Michael Jackson, to say.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, fit. Let's get that straight. It does not fit. Damn, this is a good ass fucking track. It's really good.
But
And then you got
this doesn't fit at all.
It sounds like the beginning of a march.
And this part kind of fits.
This part does kind of fit.
It's just that intro's terrible.
Like, even
It's just
Sonic,
really basic. It's
Sonic
really
looks
basic.
pissed. Like, even Sonic up there, he looks pissed that he had to be part of that. I don't like that at all.
That's a Sonic 2 sprite too. That's weird.
I think that was a prototype.
Right.
Oh, I'm so glad we got the original track. That doom doom doom.
So yeah,
I think so funky.
this track in particular, I really hope it's changed. I really hope this
I
track.
do some kind of like Sonic Adventure 2 magic or something. Like, just fix it. That's all.
I want to wrap up a Sonic Origins discussion. That was the biggest thing, but Sonic Origins shows off is going to have animated cutscenes. So did y'all hear about this?
I heard the mirror mode is DLC.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Or it's a pre-order bonus.
I hope not. It's kind
I
of.
know
should be
there's
fun, though.
ridiculous. I know there's like people are like really pissed at the game because of the pre-order stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get the pre-order anyway because it's not just the things people are complaining about. It doesn't really bother me, but the animated cutscenes, they made a story mode in this, and basically you'll go through Sonic 1, 2, CD, and then 3 and Knuckles all in one like file, but you're playing only as Sonic, and in between, like as you're playing through the game, they're putting in cutscenes, brand new animated cutscenes throughout it, so it can make it seem like one big adventure.
I'm all for it
That's
because
actually
the animation I know is going to be goated because I just love that style, bro. It's so good.
It does look really good. I think they try to modern up like that the classic version of Sonic CD. Oh well, shoot, here it is.
Yeah, this is the animation that they're using.
Oh,
Like,
that's
it looks so good, bro. It just looks so good.
ソニックってそのドクターエッグマンっていう敵がいるんですけど、エッグマンがさらった動物たちを救うっていう目的が最初の方。
Yeah, that's-
Sonic looked pissed just that. You seen that?
It's like, what?
丸っこいのは。
How'd you do that?
He's like, fuck y'all doing here?
Wait, when did Eggman get a fucking cape?
He's always had that like mini.
He has a cape.
Has he? He's always had that, huh?
I don't know.
I believe he's always had that.
He just like leave out of
We
his
just-
lab with like a towel around his neck.
Well, yeah, I guess he always had that because that's the yellow part.
You just never see it because it's never been animated like this.
Animated, nor do people like other animators or artists accentuate it. If that's really a thing. Okay.
So, if you want to look on the interwebs, there's 45 minutes of gameplay of Sonic Origins out there, and I kind of can't wait to get my hands on this. This is really cool. So they conceptualized all of the different games as their own little islands on the main menu,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see the museum is Sonic 3D Blast, and the mission thing is Sonic Spinball.
Spinball.
So it's kind of cool. Ew, why did they use
That's
Sonic
pretty damn
4
dope.
music?
Because they just had to include it in some form or fashion. That looks nice.
Yeah, so they have like little animations between the things.
Bro, I love how much love they put into this classic ever since Sonic Mania, bro.
Right. And it just visually, this looks really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I'm just gonna just be staring at screens and stuff like for an hour because like, oh, and this is like how it shows on the you do the story mode, and it actually starts the cutscene, and then after the cutscene, okay, I think somebody else just put their music on top of this. Okay.
All right, copyright reason.
But after that, it goes right into the actual zone. So that's the actual cool, aspect of it.
And good old 4x3 scan lines.
Oh no, this is 16:9.
I know.
Which is
They
also,
could have. They should have gave us the the Sonic Genesis version on game.
oh, and it's another cool thing because Sonic 3 and Knuckles has never been in 16:9, so we'll finally get to play it widescreen, which is a huge deal because classic Sonic games really need 16:9. That extra real estate makes a huge difference. So that's Sonic Origins. Let's go to Sonic Frontiers. I like pulling up this article because I found the title hilarious. It is from Nintendo Life. Sega confirms Sonic Frontiers won't be delayed. Says fans don't understand it.
Don't understand it.
Wow. It's basically Sega saying, no,
bruh,
we know what we're doing. You just don't know what you're doing,
bruh. This is trauma. That the fan base, Sonic fan base is. That's what that means.
Like the Sonic fan base, we know what y'all do to y'all games when y'all rush the stuff out all the time. It never fails that it comes out as what? Garbage.
Dog shit.
No, it's hilarious because it's like, Starfield got delayed. People were like pissed. They were disappointed. So much things got delayed this year.
Freeze for you too?
And like
he froze a little bit.
I froze.
Nah, that nigga's trapped in the fucking quantum realm for me.
Wait, can y'all not hear me?
Bro, you got frozen. You got stuck in time for a bit, boy.
That's great.
Right, you got chaos. You got chaos control.
Chaos control.
On my end, everything was defined. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's funny how Starfield got delayed and everybody was like disappointed, and then Sega's like, "Hey, it's coming out this year," and everybody's like, "Delay it, and Sega's like,
"Nah, you can't stop me. It's already being done.
It's coming out.
It's too late. We about to hit send." It's about to ship.
So, I'm going to read, some of the exact quotes. Oh, go ahead, Max.
I'm still hurt from Sonic Forces. I wanted Sonic Forces to be a good game. I really did.
I
don't. It's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it. That's the thing. It's not worth it. It's not worth beating that shitty ass game. I would. Come on, a darker turn on the story. Sonic's gone. You still have to handle shit. You get to make a goddamn OC and it bombed
with a gamer hat.
Fuck out of here, Sega.
So here's a quote from Iizuka, who's pretty much been the director for Sonic Team for years at this point, like at least over a decade. And it says, in chatting with VGC, it seems that team boss Iizuka has been aware of some of the feedback being shared online at the moment, but it doesn't seem overly concerned at this stage. Here's what he has to say. It's not really surprising. We do realize everyone is kind of reacting to the videos that they saw, and because they don't understand what this new gameplay is, they're kind of comparing it to other games that they already know. So we do see a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's kind of like this, it's kind of like that," but it's not like this, it's not like that.
I feel like he's talking, I feel like he's responding to us as if we're children. He's like trying to scold us, like, "No, it's not this. It's not."
And like
you're talking to a traumatized
fan base,
right? It's like, no, we promise it's gonna be good this time, and we're like, we don't believe you. Like we're past that point. We've been hurt too many times. Bro.
And then they're like, okay, we're gonna take our time. No, we need Sonic now. Okay, here it is. No, delay it. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and ship it. No, seriously, delay it.
Make sure that shit is polished. Make sure it's polished.
Make sure the game works. Make sure it's fun.
So
whether it's buggy or not.
It sounds like he's in denial. I'm going to show y'all some.
You know they smoking crack over there in Sega. Look at Ballin won the world.
Well, Sega didn't have to do anything with won the world.
That was Ballon. That was Ballon Company. That was they had a whole separate branch dedicated for Ballon Wonderworld.
That's totally different. So before we go into the gameplay and see our impressions on that, Sega explains what Sonic Frontiers open zone structure actually means. So why is it open zone as opposed to open world? And they basically say that level-based platformers often have a world map. Our open zone is a world map, only we made it entirely playable. A playable world map that includes stage-like elements is something that hasn't been really done before, so we had to come up with a new name. Okay.
Open zone.
We're trying to get experimental.
Right, like, ooh, okay. It's not open world, it's open zone. It's different.
It's literally a 3D Mario game at that point, then going into different paintings.
So what is defined as an open world in other level-based platformers is called a zone in Sonic games. So we took that and combined it with open, which refers to a freely exploitable field. So that's what open zone stands for.
Bro, they simplified the hell out of that.
They got a hub world basically. It's a hub world with extra steps.
Sega it's funny.
They're stretching this.
It's funny.
They're really stretching.
So let's go into some
what the
gameplay. So this was revealed from IGN first. So IGN has like the scoop on it, and
I thought that blue part was like the game destroying itself.
2022 is all about Sonic Frontiers.
So this is some of the gameplay that we can expect to see from Sonic Frontiers. And, you know,
it's harmless.
It's basically an open world game, just with Sonic mechanics.
Why can he climb? I mean, they showing off he can climb.
Right, he could actually run, so I don't know why that was whatever. And this is footage that Sega has shared specifically with IGN. So this is officially what Sega wanted people to see when it comes to this game. And there's been some other footage that came out a little bit later. So recently, Summer Games Fest has been going on, and I don't know if y'all have heard about this controversy regarding Sega and Sonic Frontiers at this place.
Not really, no.
So there was a lot of coverage at Sega Summer Games Fest, and just in the nature of everything, it's kind of like in a kind of big open area and a bunch of different games and companies. And Sega has been so weirdly like anti-coverage for Sonic Frontiers that they actually put a like embargo on people talking about Sonic Frontiers who was there at the event, to the point where if somebody was taking a photo off their phone, Sega would like tell them to delete the photo if Sonic Frontiers was in the background.
Oh wow.
And it got to the point where they were basically telling people you cannot record any off-screen footage of Sonic Frontiers. You can't take any pictures around. They moved furniture so to eliminate people's eye lines of seeing Sonic Frontiers.
Wow.
Unless they specifically gave them permission to cover footage for it.
What kind of mess is that? Like, what is there to hide at this point? What we see is what we see, and whatever you're not finished, just don't bring it to the showcase. Obviously,
I'm saying delay the game.
Like,
Right.
What is there a section of the game where you play as Tails and one of his tails is missing?
That sounds so dark.
Right, like
someone just like Eggman just got one of his robots just
to
it
cut
off.
that bitch off.
So
I don't know why they're being so overly protective.
yeah, and Sega's been really weird about this, in the point where apparently they're in the footage shown at Summer Game Fest, there was characters revealed, and there's levels that was actually shown. So apparently this open zone thing is just a hub world, and there's actually like stages mixed in with it as well. But Sega's is choosing to show none of that for whatever reason.
Yeah, they didn't show the open zone. Yeah, you know, it's a new concept, but you guys didn't show it. I guess we'll see when it comes out.
So let's take a few minutes just to see the actual like gameplay and our impressions of it. All right, so this is from Gamatsu. They've had a few coverage of it, and I'm just gonna let it play so we can just kind of see the scope of it. And this is from Summer Games Fest, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I will say that it does look fairly polished.
Yes.
Like nothing looks particularly out of place.
Look how high up he is. Like
This
it looks good.
You know, obviously this is the whole, you know, Breath of the Wild moment right before you get off the Great Plains or whatever. But that's pretty expensive, and that's kind of a lot, because you can see things in the background in the distance. You see there's a lot of like stuff going on down here. This looks like a whole nother like forested area. And the scope of this island looks huge. So
Yeah.
here's another thing that I saw from one of the impressions. So there's two different control schemes. There's one based off of speed and one based off of action.
Oh.
And apparently the action one is feels more like Devil May Cry. Like Sonic has like a parry and a dodge. But he's like significantly slower.
Sonic Unleashed?
But and then the speed version is him being more like how he is in like Unleashed or Generations, where he's very fast, homing attacks and all that regular Sonic stuff. And I guess that would be for like more like traversal and just like exploring, you know, the area.
When I pick speed, will I get
Oh, Sonic's committing suicide. No.
Ooh. Okay.
As long as the gameplay is gonna be good, I'm fine.
So like stuff like this is kind of cool. Like I legit think this is kind of cool, where you can just explore and just see, just find like stupid things to jump off of and grind off of and just go for it.
Like if the game is
Right.
anything like it doesn't have to be, but if the game is anything like Mario Odyssey, where like you're just, the purpose of you doing shit is to go fast, but also collect a certain amount of things or collect a main item as a collectathon, along with that being on the way to your actual main objective.
That was a little jank.
Yeah, that was some Sonic jank. I like it.
But like this kind of looks exciting. Like I this is something I just want to explore. Like, what the fuck, Sonic? Whoa, what was
Did he fucking parried? What the fuck?
He just murdered
Perfect counter.
an alien.
Look at that stance. You see that power stance?
That I'm saying. Hold up, wait. Yum.
Okay,
Get fucked.
I'm gonna have to like slow this down some. Also, the scope of this looks really nice. Again, like I want this game to be good. I really do.
Right. We all do, Brian. Every one of us wants this
We
game to
surely
be
do.
good.
Okay. He starts attacking.
Spiky ball from the toy store, spinning around and juggling and stuff.
Sonic's like, I gotta get out of here.
You see how his head, like everything moves except his head.
Right.
Per frame. Like his head is a perfectly still thing. It is an unstoppable force and an immovable object. It does not move.
Okay, so
the universe moves around Sonic.
The Daigo parry. Here it comes.
Counter that bitch.
Look how
Yeah.
close that junk gets. Oh, he kicks that junk. It looks like he kicks it.
Oh, he's just like, yeah. Ooh, look at that. Look at that.
Look at that stance, boy.
And
That's
it's like
pretty cinematic and cool.
right, like
Like,
Sonic
that's
Team
actually-
can make stupid stuff like this kind of cool.
And he just keeps on going, mind his business. See, the problem that, and I think a lot of fans are upset about, especially the ones that like have been wanting a good 3D Sonic game, is that there have been genuine attempts to like have supplement for a good 3D Sonic game recently, and that's why a lot of modders or a lot of creators have been making these games that are either in like the Unreal Engine and like all these different fan games and stuff like that. Like Spark the Electric Jester. It is not Sonic at all. Well, excuse me, specifically Spark the Electric Jester 2. It's basically a 3D Sonic game. And you know, it's got fast pace, it's got the combat, it's got the homing attack, it's got all that stuff. And the levels are quite large and like really, or a couple of open world-ish like Sonic fan games that are like this. And people want something officially from Sega, and I guess this is their attempt to actually do it. But the problem is that if it's not executed correctly, then we just gonna lose all faith.
Well,
Actually doing it, and us as the community are the only people that are going to actually be able to get what we want from a proper open world 3D Sonic game. Exploration, good combat. Story doesn't really matter on a Sonic game. I mean, it can, but yeah.
It should have mattered on Sonic Forces. It should have mattered on Sonic Forces.
Yeah, it should, but a lot of the time, when was the last time you was like, damn, I can't believe they just did that with Robotnik Amy.
That's how it should have felt on Sonic 4. That's how it should have felt on Sonic Forces.
The last time I was
That's what Sonic Forces was for.
The last time I was like, wow, this is a good story in Sonic, and even wasn't a good one, was Sonic Adventure 2. When Eggman just straight up just blew up the moon.
Oh yeah.
And then like his grandfather was like on this suicide pact mission. This man was like,
I don't like anybody. I like myself, so I'm gonna blow up everything here.
This man was arrested in jail talking about the end of the world. Like Sonic Adventure 2 was unnecessarily dark.
Right. And then the game ends with Sonic on the little pole in space. He's just chilling.
So let's look at the combat, and here's another point of contention. It says, you know, combat in Sonic games is just homing attack.
Spam A.
Homing attack, spam X, spam A, spam X, whatever it is.
So with Sonic Frontiers, they've added, you know, enemies. We saw kind of one of them. Obviously, there's not like Robotnik stuff. It's like weird alien things. And basically the plot, and they said it in another interview, was that story-wise, Sonic is dropped on this mysterious island. He doesn't know how he got there. And he just has nothing else to do but to explore, basically.
He's like, I'm bored. I'm not gonna break stuff.
So, combat in here is actually like actual, you know, fighting combat.
Wait, so are we gonna see that cool parry? That enemy design is pretty dope.
Yeah, they would have to make it interesting, so
you see it walking.
Still got them sonic rings flying out, baby.
Okay.
This looks so stupid.
Hey.
I mean, that wasn't gonna hit shit. All you had to do is stand there. Get fucked. Okay, so pause it real quick.
I'm a
So
little,
this is
I'm a little convinced. I'm a little intrigued.
yeah, I'm a little intrigued too, but this is also making me a little bit more scared. I have two big fears. I have two big fears about this game. One, that was cleared, but my main one is the game getting repetitive. Yes, I love the feeling. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to be able to run fast as hell as Sonic through open fields? Like, that's what we've been wanting for a long ass fucking time. I want to feel the speed. But there has to be something there. It can't just be empty fields full of nothing, and
you're just going in a straight line.
Right. It can't get boring too fast, and I not wanting to like I can't lose my motivation to finish the game throughout. Like, let's look at some other open world games that recently came out. Mainly Elden Ring. Elden Ring has so much shit in the game. Weapons, spells, enemies. Like, there's so much shit, so much variety that you will never get bored. Like, I'm still having what the fuck is that moments in the game, and I'm still I can't even say I'm halfway through the game. And it's just there's so much more to do. I'm excited to find out more because the game keeps getting me there. The game keeps throwing new things in my face, new challenges, new enemies, new weapons, all these different things in my face. I'm like, what's next? That's what I'm asking myself. It's something that's a little bit more explorative, like Mario Odyssey. They laid the moons all over the place, and they made it interesting to find them. Some of them you actually have to use, you have to use your brain to find them.
So, like, that thing you just saw, like, it was like a gear or something. So they are stepping out in like different ways for this game. So, like, from the interviews I've read and things like that, basically there's a skill tree, and like Sonic can upgrade certain things of like combat, speed, things like that.
Okay.
But also, like, there's certain things, and I think that gear was like a thing to open up the portals to like stages and stuff, where you can do like traditional Sonic stages and stuff like that, and earn things in there.
What I'm a little wary of is kind of the repetition, getting to the point where it feels like the game is playing itself.
Yep.
And we've all been there, like even with the 2D Sonic games, where there are sections of the game that literally just play itself, and you just go to the right just because the game tells you to go right. You don't have to hold the controller.
That was my second fear. That a lot of the exploration, Sonic games, they put you on a track. You grind down this lane and it takes you there. All you do is move right. You're running fast, you're on a track. I want it to be more skill based. This gives them an opportunity to make the platforming harder. It doesn't have to be like want to throw my controller onto the ground, but this gives them opportunities to make it harder other than just running on a track. I know Sonic's fast, so it's hard to really like precise platforming shit down. But they can come up with something else. They can surprise us with something else. But I don't want all of it. I don't want the vast majority of exploration to be on a rail, on a track.
Yeah.
To counteract that, I don't even think it necessarily needs to be difficult for traversal. I think more so it needs to be something where make it interesting. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Paths, a multitude of ways to get to a singular path. Like, there needs to be alternate routes, kind of how like the classic games do, where there are, the high route, like at the top of the map, is really difficult. But if you get up there, you basically golden. You'll get to the end of the zone relatively quickly. Versus if you're in the middle, It's a little. It's still a standard path. You're still going straight, but you might encounter a lot more enemies or whatever up there, and then at the bottom of the map, you just you need to get out the trenches because it's kind of getting to the nitty gritty of the map where a lot of the robots and a lot of the enemies are. So if in this game, even with the combat, if there's a skill trees and stuff like that, and it's just interesting interactions with the enemies other than just punch, 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 dodge, get behind it, and blow its back out. Instead, if it's
use a better term than that.
Literally, blowing its back out. Charlie loves blowing people's back out or blowing his enemy's back out. It's that's just what happens.
Stop.
You said it 2 more times. Stop saying it.
It didn't work the other time.
That's what he's doing. But if it's give him a kick somewhere in there, or I don't know, a spin-a-rooney, or let him do a DDT to an enemy, or
not a DDT.
I don't know, do something interesting. And with the traversal, if there's 2 sets of rails, maybe you don't know until you've actually practiced the route enough. One set of rails is really difficult, and you need to get the correct pattern of going across the rails in order to get to a certain way. Or you take the other half of the rails where it's a little bit more standard, but it's just dumb hard. You have to have good timing, have to actually get off the rails quickly enough to actually be able to transition them, stuff like that. Just making it interesting. And then you have, Sonic fighting a rotating dildo.
Bruh.
Look at that. It's phallic.
Whoa. Hold up.
What the fuck was that?
Did you see that little line?
Wait, what line?
Look at Sonic when he fights him. There's a little... That.
Oh.
I see it. The opening thread. On some Demon Slayer shit.
Is that his Spidey sense?
Sonic's hedgehog sense.
Right.
Oh yeah, now this is a new... Okay. So yeah, that's one of his new abilities. He can do a little circle pulse around an enemy, and it attacks the enemy. They show that in other thing too.
Oh, you control that. It's a button for that. You hold it.
Right. You're controlling the area of effect for that.
Oh, he's trying to get away. He's I can't handle this blue fuck.
Nah, come here.
Jesus.
Ow. Take that. You're done.
Oh God, Sonic.
That put Sonic on his ass, boy.
See, my problem is you see how long he's taking to fight this enemy?
Yeah. I just hope
What? Hold up.
Use the gear.
Use the gear as you have done before.
Why is that so ominous?
Yeah, I don't know.
What if Sonic just turns and he's the fuck was that? Tails, did you hear it? Oh. Never mind.
Use the gear as you've done before.
You did before. Sonic's the fuck you talking about?
What does that mean?
Bruh. Squiddy, like you were saying before, the best games like this, the best open world games, let you almost create your own route to get places.
You have variety.
The best example of recent open world games I say is Breath of the Wild. There's so much versatility in Breath of the approach things. And that's why it's such a good game. And I hope this game has at least a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm. Breath of the Wild is one of those cases where there's maybe a little bit too much variety because it can be overwhelming.
Oh yeah, so this is one of the puzzles demos. There's puzzles scattered all around the overworld.
I hope.
Sonic's I gotta get back to Angel Island. This shit's for the bird.
So that homing tech is very generous because that's kind of far.
That is mad far.
The game looks kind of tight. It looks like Sonic feels like he controls on a dime.
Well,
He doesn't look loosey goosey.
and I think that's the difference between like the action play style and the, you know,
The
speed. Because like right now, Sonic's going slow.
Yeah,
He's going really slow right now.
but he's going my walking speed. Okay.
So I'm guessing like, you know, the area of effect can increase over, and like it's so many different like, you know. So at this point we've seen 3 different collectibles. We've seen this blue orb, we saw that like red spiky one, and we saw the gear.
You have before.
So an attempt to wrap up. Sonic Frontiers doesn't necessarily have a release date, but almost always all Sonic games release in November. So, real quick, what is your hype levels for Sonic Frontiers?
I'm scared, and my fear is kind of dulling some of that hype. So I say a solid like 7.5, 7.58, around there.
I'd say about 6, because we'll be optimistic about it. Like, yeah, it'll be good, it'll be okay, it'll be fine, and it's dog shit.
It's
like
it's the same fear.
Yeah, it's like something. It's just always just somewhat wrong, and it just dampens or just sours the whole experience. Where you're just like, okay, whatever. Like, what if the one thing in this game, like the gameplay's fine, it looks cool, feels great, combat's actually pretty decent, but like the voice acting is terrible. It's a buggy mess, and it's shit that they can't fix. But when the game works, it works.
Yeah.
Like shit like that. And not to say that recent Sonic games have been extremely buggy. Like Sonic Forces wasn't one of those games where it was just like
that game wasn't buggy. It was just bad. It was just bad.
Yeah. But I mean, if we get another Rise of Lyric, I don't know what's gonna happen. But this looks from these demos, they don't look like
it looks polished.
It looks polished, like they've actually been bug testing, doing stuff. So that's good. That's a great sign. I want to see more character designs. Like, if Eggman's in the game, need to see what he looks like, or any of the other characters before I start like trying to get in the mood. But right now, I'm just kind of like,
I'm a little bit more positive. I think it could be a solid 8. Only because the open world stuff really excites me. Just finding stuff to do and just being fast and just, you know, being fast. The essence of speed.
Right. He is speed. And there's nothing you can do to stop him from being fast.
Speed.
That excites me. Just having a sandbox. Because, you know, one of the things that aggravates me about open world games is how slow you move. I hate how slow you move. And in almost all cases in open world games, I just use the fast travel. Like if I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn, I just fast travel. Cause like
you would love Elden Ring, boy.
Cause like
I do fast travel in Elden Ring, so I won't.
So you want what? You
or some shit like. I use fast travel in Elden Ring because I don't want to back to
grave. Cut out again at the same place.
The same spot.
You cut out the exact same spot.
I use the fast travel in Elden Ring because I don't want to die on the way back to a site of grave.
Okay.
There we go.
But yeah, I like the idea of just being able to zoom past stuff as fast as possible, or just like get to one corner of the island to the other in like 8 minutes. Like that sounds exciting to me. And just
being blue.
And just getting to random things on my way there. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. DeYante got work in the morning.
Shut up. I gotta be in bed in like 30 minutes. And I'm holding on, boy.
It's way past your bedtime. I can see
It's
Hell, look, you're not alone, Squiddy. It might be summer break, but I still gotta work. I just got back from you see when I got home from work.
Oh, when you got that big Mick.
When I got this big ass box of tacos.
But Max has been destroying that box too, boy.
Right. It's something, bro. It was like 4 tacos and 4 burritos in here.
It's like he ate his microphone too. He just keeps cutting out.
It was 4 tacos and 4 burritos in there. There's only 1 burrito. I give up.
All right, y'all. We're gonna call it. This has been Sound Test with Bryan, Max, and DeYante. If you like what you heard, enjoy this foolishness, do the YouTube things, subscribe, check the description for our podcast feeds as well as our website for written content. So thank y'all for rocking with us. See y'all on the next one. Peace.